Hello and welcome back to another video. So yes, another game pickups video. Quite a lot, to be fair, in the last month or so. So I'll start off with the big boy, which is, you may recall, if you didn't know, I purchased this, which is the ColecoVision expansion module number 1. I purchased that a while ago, strictly on the pretense that I would buy a ColecoVision. I would buy myself a ColecoVision with that as incentive. I have done just that, which is very exciting. Unfortunately, it is very clearly not from a home, not from a smoke-free home. It smells like shit. It is grubby as all fucking hell, and the worst part of it was I don't think that I personally don't think that plug is particularly safe, so I haven't actually plugged it in to test it out yet. But apart from the fact it smells like absolute shit, pretty happy with this. Pretty happy to own it. I think it's a cool, massive fucking system. Even came with some inlays on these weird ass controllers. But yeah, this whole console needs a clean out. It needs a redo. It smells terrible. It smells awful. But other than that, it's in fine condition. Not great condition, but fine condition. So yeah. But yeah, personally I should have just bought it off a guy I know. But yeah, not too bad. If I'd known the state of it, I just wouldn't have bought this one. I'd have bought another one I'd sort of had my eye on. But it did come with one game, which was Mousetrap, which the sticker is coming off, which great. Yet another bad thing I should not have bought that version of. But I did pick up 3 other games. I picked, these were all from retrogames.co.uk because I like that guy. And he does good quality stuff, and that's where I'd seen the original ColecoVision I was going to get, and then I thought he'd sold it, so I ended up buying this one, and then it turns out that was still on there, so great. But anyway, Donkey Kong, because this was sort of the killer app for the ColecoVision for quite a long time, which is pretty cool. And yeah, I've got it on Atari. But naturally, it's going to play like shit because it's on Atari. So I bought it on ColecoVision, which is a pretty accurate homebrew port. To be fair, this is the first game that Mario appeared in. And yeah, and well, first game Donkey Kong appeared in. I picked up The Space Fury by Sega, which I know nothing about. I thought I felt something on the cartridge. But yeah, Space Fury, which I know nothing about. Mousetrap, which I think is just basically a Pac-Man clone. And that fell off, that's helpful. Get off my finger. And I bought Official Zaxxon. Yeah, I bought Zaxxon. 1982. Also kind of gross. But yeah, this might not have been played in about 40 years, but who knows? Maybe it works. That'd be nice. But yeah, so I've got about 4 games for this thing so far, which is pretty cool. They're all kind of cheap, which was nice. So yeah, I'm quite happy to start collecting for the ColecoVision. I just need to figure out how to wire this motherfucker to the TV and how to make this fucking... Yeah, that's the state it arrived in. It was worse. It looked worse, and it was just genuinely quite disgusting. Also smells of smoke. So, to be honest with you, don't buy from that guy off eBay. Just absolutely don't. Left him a terrible review. Hope he can suck eggs. Absolutely disgusting. But we live and we learn. I am learning very quickly not to buy from CX as well. My wife recently purchased me a copy of Crackdown because my original copy just did not work. She buys it riddled with scratches. So I think we're gonna just swear off. We're sworn off. We're sworn off CX now. I am, certainly. I'm not buying off of those fucking cunts ever again. and I'll stand by the fucking cunts comment. Though I did pick up a few games from them a while ago, just before I bought, before I made this decision. Crackdown really was the final straw. I picked up Capcom The Digital Collection, which is 8 Xbox Live Arcade games, which I'm quite excited to play, especially Flock. Never played Flock. And Bionic Commando 2 Rearmed, or Rearmed 2, I don't really know which one it is. And then there's a few fighting games. There's like 2 fighting games, Puzzle Fighter 2, and Rocket Man Axis of Evil, which kind of looks like Diablo. So, yeah, that looks cool. I also picked up... Now, this is a game I had... horrible chin. This is something I have seen sort of out and about, and I'm a huge fan of the 2003 anime for Astro Boy. So when I found out that Sonic Team made an Astro Boy game, I kind of had to pick this up. I mean, you know, explore the city on foot, massive 3D worlds, which is pretty cool. Astro Boy, specifically the 2003 one, which was my Astro Boy. Yeah, and it's made by Sonic Team. Okay. 100% had to get that. It's the first PS2 game I've actually bought in an inordinately long time. I can't remember the last one I bought. I think the last one my wife bought me was Road Trip Adventure, which was an RPG for the PS2, where you play as a car. It's, yeah, weird. Weird. Very strange. Last few bits and pieces. I picked up Mystic Ninja. Mystical Ninja, starring Goemon, because I'd sort of seen it here and there. I saw it. I first became aware of Goemon actually from Smash, Super Smash. I can't remember the name of the product. Smash Remix. That was it. Super Smash Bros. Remix, which is a mod for the N64 version of Super Smash Bros. Where it adds just a shitload of new characters, multiple new... It's got a ridiculous roster. Bearing in mind that it also includes the piano from Mario, which I love that. At least I hope it still contains the piano from Mario, because I just love that. It's a gag character. I'm always a sucker for gag characters in fighting games. But I found out Goemon from this book here. I went looking for this. I was like, oh, what games have Goemon in it? So I had a look through my N64 anthology by Math Manent, and I found out that through a cheat code, 4-player co-op for a platformer on the N64. Now, that's rarer than you'd think. Admittedly, this is a side-scrolling platformer. It's not like the other. I think the sequel is a 3D platformer in the vein of, say, Banjo-Kazooie or Super Mario 64. But this one's a side-scrolling 2.5D platformer that sounded really cool. And 4-player co-op in a game of this era is pretty unheard of. I think the only games that sort of had it were things like Diablo for the PlayStation 1. What else? Gauntlet. Gauntlet was massive around this time to have that sort of thing. But Goemon's the first platformer I've heard of this era that has 4-player co-op. Couldn't say no. Absolutely had to get it. Saw it for 20 quid. Went, oh! To be fair, for a CEX game, it's not in bad condition, which is a fucking surprise, considering those twats. But, yeah. Yeah. Not bad. So, a couple weekends ago, we went to see my family, we met up in a city, sort of halfway between us, and on the way there, I was playing Metroid Prime Hunters on the DS. Only for me to realise that that game, whilst I love it, hasn't aged very well. So I had to kind of come to terms with the idea, unfortunately, that I should probably buy a different game. There was a CEX there. I did pick up a couple of others, but I'll get to those in a moment. Nice Girl Behind the Till. Took 10,000 years to put the order through. And I picked up an interactive book pack for Artemis Fowl. Now, I grew up with these. I grew up with these books. This has the first 6. Doesn't have the what are they called? The Fowl Twins, which is the most recent book, which, and it didn't have the last of the original series, which I'm going to be honest, sucked. They stopped being good after Lost Colony. Lost Colony really was it, actually. To be fair, it really was the last good Artemis Fowl book. But the first 5 are on here, and the shit one. So yeah, I read that all the way home on the train. I have actually been making my way through it. It's pretty good, to be fair. Allows wireless download of the demo version as well. Collect codes to translate bonus gnomish text. Touch links for additional facts. Share a chapter with a friend by sending it via DS wireless connections. I miss stuff like that. There was, my sister bought it, I think. Yeah, my sister bought it a long, long time ago. She bought the 1001 books for the DS. And I was like, okay, that's not typically the kind of thing. She buys. Admittedly, she then proceeded to get rid of all of her 3DS stuff, even though I was sat there going, I should get a 3DS. And she just sold it. So, never mind. But yeah, it wasn't the only game I picked up that day. I picked up 2 GameCube games, which is lovely. We picked up Bloody Raw Primal Flurby. Bloody Raw Primal Fury, because it's GameCube exclusive, and for some stupid-ass reason, they thought they could get away with reprinting the cover, and then not telling me about it, so I told them to take £2 off the bloody price. And Attack of the Power of Juju, which I've just heard is okay. So I thought, why not? I'll get that as well. So yeah, we've got two new GameCube games to add to the increasing pile, because I like collecting for that system. I've really been collecting the shit out of the GameCube this year. But yeah, last couple of bits. So I will freely admit, these are for a console that I showed off last time, which is the Action Max. So yes, I have actually purchased 2 Action Max games for that system, which I'm probably never going to play. But here they are. We've got the video. So these are VHS tapes. These are VHS tape games, which, okay, to be fair, they're in pretty immaculate condition apart from the boxes, but that's sort of to be expected considering how old these are, from the late 80s. This video is older than I am. It's 6 years older than I am. It came out in 1987. But yeah, so I think I went into a bit of detail about the console last pickup video when I talked about it. But basically, it's a console that released tail end of the 80s, uses these VHSs whilst connected to a VHS player, and you shoot the screen with a light gun. That's it. I mean, I think this is half an hour, if that. It's like half an hour long video. It's tiny. So spool is absolutely minuscule. But yeah, I bought this, and I bought 3.8 Ambush Alley. Or .38 Ambush Alley. I don't know what. I'm sure that's a caliber of bullet. 38 caliber Ambush Alley. There we go. Yeah, I picked these up because I own this system, and I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. Whilst this did come with the DVD version of Sonic Fury, I was like, I got cheated out of the video here. I'm going to buy a dual pack off of eBay. So yeah, I own both of these. The intent is to maybe think about potentially sort of maybe playing them, probably not. But I want to get all 5. There are 5 games for the Action Max, and it will be the first and only console I ever bother to get all the games for, because they're not games, they're videos. I just think it'd be fun. And I'd like to do a video, maybe down the line, talking about this thing. Because it is just so fucking weird. But yeah, I ordered those shortly after getting the system. I mean, that thing was 50 quid. In box. Pretty good condition. Looks fine. So yeah, quite exciting. Big news. I got a new job. So as a result, I bought some stuff to celebrate. And my wife bought me something to celebrate. So we'll start with the stuff I got. Because it's not particularly exciting, but I wanted to get them anyway. I purchased... I don't know why I purchased this. I just sort of bought it with all the ColecoVision stuff. The ColecoVision was part of this, but I also picked up a 3DO magazine demo disc of Starfighter, because why not? And I picked up the Neo Geo CD Special, which is pretty cool, and actually has the end label, which is sick. But yeah, this is really good condition, considering how old it is. But yeah, so I now have this, which is cool. It's 20 quid. I think it's one of the last three things I'd been intending to get for the 3DO. The Neo Geo CD. The other one being Magician Lords, Windjammer, and I think that was actually it. I think it was literally those two games. That's it. And then I'm done. I'm done with that system because I've got pretty much everything else that I wanted. Yeah, so if and when I get those, I'll probably do an updated Neo Geo video. Okay, something I'm not particularly proud of owning, but I own it anyway. So yeah, there's a guy on eBay selling reproduction 32X games. Now, he has admittedly put some up as, oh, these are 100% real, so I reported it. That's right, I reported it. But I saw he had Virtua Hamster. And to be honest, despite the case being slightly damaged, it's not a bad cartridge. It's a pretty good looking cartridge, to be fair. It feels like it, and unlike fucking Krebatech, who are an awful repro game creator, the fucking cartridge sticker isn't sticky. So, yay. So yeah, just sort of bought a couple bits of tat. This is tat. This is a tat game. It's unfinished, and quite frankly, I don't care. It sounded hilarious. So yeah, Virtua Hamster, which is a 32X unreleased game. So it is an unfinished prototype. I just kind of wanted it. I wanted it for a while, to be fair, so I thought, fuck it, why not? Final game. Yeah. So, Headlander. Yes, Headlander by Double Fine. My wife was nice enough to get me this as a well done, new job, big plan, diddly do. Admittedly, she bought it for me like 2 months ago, but she's held on to it since then. So I now have a new Double Fine game to play through. I'm still missing 2 of their physical games, which are Broken Age, which I do want, and what the hell is the other one? What's the other one? Costume Quest 2. So yeah, Limited Run did 2 other releases of their games that I need to track down. Probably not this year, maybe next year, going into probably after Christmas, to be fair. If I have some Christmas money, which would be lovely. But yeah, that's a big video on big loads of stuff that I've big bought, including a brand new system, which is pretty exciting. I am up to 1, 2, 3, 4 new consoles this year, which include the Playdate, the ColecoVision, and the Switch 2, which is cool. Don't know what the next video is going to be, so stick around and find out. But yeah, that is me done for another day. Have a great day, have a good evening, and I will see you next time.